So can AI beat a human designer? That's a question we're going to ask in today's video. We're going to hire 2 designers from Fiverr and ask them to design a simple landing page website for our product. We're also going to use Claude Design to create the same landing page product, and we're going to give Claude and the designers the same brief. We'll compare the speed of design, the value for money, and the quality of the final design. Before we get started, please comment below on who you think will win the challenge, and in this video I'll walk you through the process of setting up the brief, hiring the designers, using Claude Design and comparing the final results. So let's dive in. We are back. 24 hours have passed and we have both designs. This is the first design. This design has been designed as a WordPress template and it meets the brief that we gave the designer. However, there are many areas that need work on this, such as the color and themes do not match the brand guidelines. They haven't included the logo, and overall the design is fairly basic. It doesn't meet the minimalistic nature of the design brief we gave. But overall, it's something that could be worked with multiple iterations. I'm sure we could get there, but a few key areas missing from this design. The second design, I was much more impressed with. This design encapsulated the design brief perfectly. It was minimalistic. It had the call to action for the landing page to get people to sign up, and it communicated what the app was about. Now, unfortunately, it's still missing design elements like the logo, and for the price point we paid, this designer was only able to design one section. We could pay more to get the designer to include other sections, but overall was fairly happy with the job that this designer had done. Now, while these designs aren't perfect, it's important to remember that we didn't pay a lot for each of these designs. Each design cost somewhere between $10 and $15. However, the goal here is to compare designs at that price point against Claude Design. So let's see how Claude Design stacks up against these designers, and can it match the quality of the designs we got. Okay, so this is Claude Design. Once you first enter Claude Design for the first time, it will look a little bit daunting and a little bit blank, but don't worry, depending on what you want to create, in this case a high fidelity design, click create, select the design, and then you've got a range of options here. You can choose a design system, which would be like an interactive prototype, a PowerPoint deck, a wireframe for a UI or a mobile application. You can attach an existing code base or even a Figma design. But in this example, we're going to attach the brief that we created earlier in our Google Doc, and then we're going to give some rough information here about what we want Claude Design to do. Now, most of the information is in the brief, so we only have to supply a high level of information here. We'll just reiterate that we want a landing page that is going to have a call to action, and it's going to be impactful and follow a clean, minimal design. So once we submit our prompt, you'll see on the left hand side, Claude Design is going to start working through your task. It will take a few moments. I think in total this took around 5 minutes to create the first version of the design, but just be patient and wait, and you'll see files start to appear, and Claude Design will also output what it's doing and how it's thinking about your design. So after a few minutes, we're presented with the first version of the design. At first thought, is very clean and simple. It is still missing a few elements from the brief that I would have hoped that it could have brought in, like the logo. But the beauty of Claude Design is that now you can go back into the comments and you can prompt again, or you can edit things within the design. So we'll go back into the prompt and we'll ask it to bring in the correct logo, and we'll also ask it to bring in some different color themes. I think the blue color theme is something we were looking for from the design that one of the designers actually managed to capture in her design. So let's see if Claude can capture that as a tweak in this design. Okay, so now Claude Design is in the background updating the color themes and the logo. I just want to point out some really nice features of Claude Design. You can see here you can mark up and edit individual aspects of the design. So you can go in here and manually change things. You can leave comments if you're working with a team, ask them their opinion on things, and you can collaborate all within one space. Moments have passed. Claude Design has now added our logo and gave us different color options. We have the warm blue from our design brief, but we also have a dark mode like midnight and some other variations too. I think the dark blue is the one we want, and at this point I'm pretty happy with the design. We kind of capture everything from the brief that we need. We've got a clear call to action, and I would say Claude Design has done a good job at creating our base design. But let's see if we can elevate this design even further. You can see I'm playing with tweaks here where I'm changing the position of some of the graphics or the kind of text on the page, and this is also really useful because instead of having to go back and forward with a designer and ask for changes so you can see these things, Claude Design lets you see that in real time using this tweaks panel. So the last thing we want to do before this design is complete is try draw the eye to that call to action and focus on the benefits of the application, and that's really in the messaging. So we've asked Claude Design if it can add some animation to that mobile phone graphic and show messages coming in and out. And a few moments pass and you can see the graphic is now animating and really drawing attention to the features of the application. And there we have it. In less than 10 minutes, we've created a modern landing page design with some animations on the home page. But the real question now is who came out on top? Was it the designer or was it Claude Design? Leave your thoughts on the best design in the comments and let's jump to the results. So overall, the results from the designers were fairly mixed. The first designer really didn't capture the brief, missed some of the key design elements like the call to action, and also it was just very, very basic. Now the second designer, on the other hand, I felt really captured the brief perfectly, created a really nice design and something that could be really usable. There was a few elements missing, but something that would be easily resolved after one or two iterations. Now for Claude Design. Claude Design also didn't capture the brief perfectly first time, and we did have to go back with one or two iterations to finally get to the point where we had a design we were happy with. Now, we would have done this with the designers also, but that would have added more cost to the challenge and also made the designs from the designers way more expensive than the Claude Design subscription. So overall, I would say Claude Design took this challenge. Speed, Claude Design we took us between 24 and 48 hours to get designs back from the designers, and then we would have had probably another day or two worth of iterations to get to the point we were happy with. Value for money, Claude Design again takes it because of the same factor. We would have to pay multiple iterations to get to a point we were happy with. And overall quality, I would say we were probably tied with a slight edge towards Claude Design. Design 2 from the designer and Claude Design was very similar. However, that designer was able to only produce one area, whereas Claude Design created the whole page. Now, one of the big advantages of Claude Design is the speed and the control that you have over the process. So using the tool and editing sections of the design, or even adding an animated section like we had done in this design, would have cost a lot more money for a professional designer to add this capability. While Claude Design may take this challenge, it's important to remember this was a really basic design of a simple web page, and for more complex designs or user experiences, of course you want a real designer with expertise to build those experiences out. So what's exciting for me is Claude Design helps me as an engineer and a developer, and someone with no design experience create something that looks nice. If someone like me can leverage Claude Design to create nice looking designs, Imagine what someone with real design experience could do, how quick they could work, and the different types of designs they could let their imagination come up with and use Claude Design to help them create. That's where the real power of this tool is going to come, when you combine human and AI. So, Claude Design took this challenge, but let me know in the comments what you thought and what other challenges we should look at in the future.